I'm going to be sharing with you 5 unexpected signs that you are about to manifest something big. Not just something small, not just some random manifestation, but you are about to manifest something big. If any of these signs resonate with you, if even one of these signs resonate with you, then you are absolutely about to manifest something big. Your manifestation is on the way and it's about to happen. So if you're new to this channel, what I want you to do is hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, because I do post a new video every single day. Also, if you want to work with me one-on-one to let go of your ego, let go of the anxieties so you can step into your highest vision, align with your life purpose, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation to see if you're a good fit for the coaching program. So you got to realize these signs are totally unexpected. You may not actually realize that these are signs telling you that your manifestation is about to come, but these are absolutely signs that your manifestation is about to come. I know that for me, when I was going through a huge transitionary period in my life, when I was dropping out of school, when I was going through this massive shift, I realized that there's certain things that always happen. And I noticed that some videos that I would watch on YouTube would actually help me to realize this. And now I'm realizing that these signs were kind of unexpected. I didn't realize that these were going to lead to my manifestation. I didn't realize that these signs were going to bring me to my manifestation, some of the manifestations that I didn't even know were coming in my life. So the first sign that you are about to manifest something big, your manifestation is on its way and it's about to come into your life right now, very, very soon, is that you're making bold moves and you're still trusting the process. So you're making huge, bold, even illogical moves based on your intuition that make no logical sense. Maybe they have some logic to them, but at the end of the day, it's almost like you're just completely trusting your intuition and you're just totally aligned with that. Like maybe you're making a bold move where you realize that you just have to be bold and you have to like drop out of something that you're doing right now. Like for me, I was in school, I was studying software development, and I realized that I absolutely hated what I was doing. It was becoming unbearable. My consciousness and my awareness was raising to such a high degree that I realized I could not stay in that program studying in school that I just didn't enjoy. I did not enjoy what I was doing. So I had this awareness coming through, realizing that I just could not do that anymore. So I had to make a bold move, take extreme measures, and I just dropped out. I just dropped out of school. I didn't care what people thought. I didn't care about the opinions of others anymore. I realized I have to live my life. I have to live the life that I really want for myself, not a life for somebody else, not a life because of social conditioning, not a life because of family, but a life that I truly want to be living. So I realized I have to be bold. I have to be bold. I just have to drop out of school. I had to be bold. Now for you, this may be something different because when you're going through this process, sometimes we have to make bold decisions. My mentor always says, be bold. Just be bold. Be bold. And also what he says is gamify your life. I actually have 2 sticky notes on my monitor. One says be bold. One says gamify. To remind me that we have to be bold and we also have to turn our life into a game sometimes. Now, of course, I didn't have those sticky notes at the time. I didn't really know what was going on. I was just being bold. I was just being completely bold. I just dropped out of school. I was taking a huge leap of faith into the unknown. See, I didn't know what I wanted to manifest at that time. I just intended that I wanted to find a job and something that aligned with my value of helping the planet and also helping myself in the process, because what I really wanted was a career that was in alignment with my spiritual growth. And I didn't know what that was going to lead to. I didn't know I was going to be a YouTuber. I didn't know that I was going to be a one-on-one coach. I had this intuition that's kind of where I was headed, but at the same time, I made a bold move and I was just stepping into the unknown. I really didn't know where I was headed, where that was going to take me, but I was bold. Now, I'm only sharing this story with you because there's going to be something in your life that is just requiring you to be more bold. And that's usually an unexpected sign that you're about to manifest something big, because in order to create something new, you have to break down the old. That's how it is. To manifest, to step into something new, you have to break down the old. That's the truth. The only way to manifest something big is to break down the old patterns, the old structure, the old way of being. And sometimes that means a huge, massive 180 flip in your life. For me, dropping out of school. I realized that certain friends weren't in alignment. I'll get to that later. But you're going to have to make bold moves sometimes. So if you resonate with this one sign, hit the like button. Because if you're being bold, if you're doing bold things, if you're doing things that are out of the norm, well then 100% you're about to manifest something big. Because only people that are bold are going to manifest something big in their life. So the second sign that you are about to manifest something big is that you feel this feeling of alignment. Okay, alignment with what? Alignment with the present moment. Alignment with the now. Because what I realized is that there's this feeling of alignment when you start to awaken to who you really are. When you call it a spiritual awakening, so to speak. I remember going through my awakening and I started to feel more in alignment. I can't possibly explain this feeling. Some of you maybe already feel this. Some of you have had glimpses of this. Now, if you've had glimpses of this, follow that feeling of alignment. Maybe you're feeling it on a consistent basis. It's a feeling of alignment. It's a deep connection to the present moment. It's a deep sense of connection. It's almost like you feel you are not separate from anything outside of you, because it's not even outside of you. It is outside of you. But at the same time, you are connected to that. And you can actually feel this. You don't realize what's happening. I was kind of scared of this feeling. It was almost like I was getting into conversations with people. This is going to sound kind of nuts. It's going to sound kind of crazy, but I got to be honest with you here. I felt like I wasn't separate from the person I was talking to. And I had glimpses of those kind of experiences. It was a feeling of alignment. It was a feeling of being connected with everything, with who I'm talking to, with the action that I'm taking. I would record a video. I would start to feel connected and one with the camera. I didn't really know what was going on. I started to feel this, what was really happening was my vibration was increasing. And that's what's happening. The vibration on the planet is increasing to an incredible level. And you got to realize, when you start to feel more in alignment, when you start to feel that feeling of alignment, you got to realize you're about to manifest something big. Because if your frequency is accelerating to a higher level, then absolutely you're about to manifest something big. Because when you're in alignment with Source, when you're in alignment with who you really are, that means something is about to manifest that's huge. Because when you're aligned with that purity, with that sense of connectedness, with that sense of who you really are, then what happens is that authenticity and that purity speeds up the manifestation process. Now, I didn't realize this was happening at the time. I didn't know this. I just felt aligned. And now, a couple months later, all the manifestations are coming through. I didn't know that at the time. But looking back, that was the beginning of my journey. That was the beginning of my journey. That was the beginning of something huge that I didn't know was coming. A new career path, my YouTube channel, becoming a coach, going deeper into my spiritual awakening, helping the planet. You see, it's all part of the process. Now, I didn't know that at the time, but I started to feel a sense of alignment, a sense of being connected, a sense of wholeness, a sense of oneness. It's just a feeling. I can't possibly communicate this feeling to you. If you've been synchronistically guided to this video, you probably know what I'm talking about. So trust in that feeling and realize that intuition, that connection, that fearless and selfless state is going to bring you closer to your manifestation. So follow that feeling and realize that is the path you need to follow. So the third sign that you're about to manifest something huge, something big in your life, is that you're experiencing less synchronicity. Okay, less synchronicity. Unexpected sign, right? You don't expect this. Maybe you've had lots of synchronicity in the past. Maybe you've had magical, mystical days, kind of like I had, and then out of nowhere, all the synchronicity stops. No more synchronicity. It's almost like you feel like you're cut off from your guidance. You feel like you don't know what's happening. You feel like all that synchronicity was beautiful, everything was happening in divine timing, and now there's a more heavy energy because you're feeling that intuition, you're feeling that alignment, but then the heaviness comes in and you're like, where's the synchronicity? Like where's all the guidance? What happened? You're kind of confused. You're thinking that you're doing something wrong. It's totally unexpected, but this is the truth. If you have less synchronicity, but you had it before, that's actually a good sign showing you that you're about to manifest something big. It's a good sign. That feeling that you feel where you're kind of scared that you're not getting that synchronicity anymore, that's you actually falling down to a lower state because you're not believing in yourself. Okay, you're not believing in yourself. You have to let go of the dependency on external synchronicity. Okay, this was a huge lesson my mentor had to teach me. If you feel heaviness because you're not seeing synchronicity, let go of that right now. Because if you're feeling that feeling of alignment and then the synchronicity goes away and then you step back to a lower vibration because you think that you're out of alignment, no, here's the thing. You thinking that you're out of alignment because you don't see synchronicity is what puts you out of alignment in the first place. That's a huge insight that I had. You're already in alignment. You're already creating what it is that you want. And then you having the thought, your thoughts create your experience, that you were out of alignment. You have a belief system that you're not receiving guidance anymore. So now that means you're out of alignment. That belief is what puts you out of alignment. Here's the truth. This unexpected sign is trying to tell you that you don't need external synchronicity to be on your path. You just need to be in that feeling alignment state and trust in that intuition. And I know that for some of you, this is hard to hear because you really want to depend on that synchronicity. Maybe you're at a phase where you're starting to realize that the power is within you, right? I know it sounds cliche. I know it's cliche. The power is within you, okay? There's no synchronicity that you need anymore. It's just there. It's a tool. It's a guidance system. But the more powerful guidance system is your own intuition. Where does that intuition come from? It comes from a deep connection to the present moment. That's the intuition. A deep connection to the present moment. And you want to use that as a guidance system instead of external synchronicity. So one of the unexpected signs that I want to share with you that your manifestation is about to come, that something big is about to manifest in your life, is that you have no more synchronicity. No more synchronicities happening. You're thinking, where's my synchronicity? That's a good sign. That's a very good sign. Okay, remove all that heavy energy right off the bat. Just let it go. Let go of that heavy energy because the synchronicity is not where the power is. The power is within your intuition that comes from the present moment and you being aligned with that feeling of alignment. Okay, so the fourth sign, you're about to manifest something big, something huge. Once again, I'm not just talking about like $20 on the streets or small manifestations. I am talking huge, life-changing, purpose-aligning manifestations. Things that you've been intending for a long time, things that you didn't even know that you intended for, that your higher self is guiding you towards. The fourth sign is letting go. You're letting go of things that don't serve. Now, this is the most obvious one, but sometimes people forget that part of aligning with what it is that you want to create is actually letting go, right? Letting go of old relationships, right? You have to let go of the old to let in the new. So if you're having to let go of relationships, if you're having to let go of certain things that aren't in alignment anymore, if you're having to let go of things that you thought were in alignment before, but now they're not in alignment anymore, maybe it's a job, maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a collection of people that you used to hang out with. Don't be afraid of letting go, because letting go is the thing that you need to be able to step into the new. I had to let go of a lot before I was able to start manifesting what I'm manifesting now. I had to drop out of school. I had to let go of certain friends. I had to create boundaries with family. I had to create boundaries in my life. I had to let go and trust in that letting go. Trust in the process of the letting go, believing that when you tear down the old, then the new comes in. So trust in that process. Trust in the process that when you let go of something, that means that you're creating space for that new thing to come into your life. That's the truth. You need to let go. Everything in life is continually changing, okay? Nothing is stationary. Everything's changing. Your thoughts are changing. Your emotions are changing. Your physical body's always changing. And what the ego likes to do is attach. But when you're going through an awakening experience and you're waking up to who you are, the last thing you want to do is resist and attach to the old things in your life. Because those things served you at some point. They were helping you at some point in your life. But now it's about stepping into the new. Letting go of those old things that don't serve you. Don't be afraid to let go of that, because you need to let go once again to create the new in your life. Once again, I had to drop out of school. I had to do this. I had to even let go of certain financial barriers and blocks. I was investing in my coach, more money than I was comfortable investing. I had to let go of that fear. Maybe you have to let go of certain fears. But the theme for this sign that's unexpected is a letting go. Now, for some people, that may be more expected. You're thinking, that's kind of expected, Francis. But at the same time, we forget. We forget that, things are going to tear down. I personally didn't know that I had to let go of all of these different things before it would lead into my manifestation. Now I'm embodying this new state of being. I'm building up this new momentum in my energy field, so I can actually feel that that was a necessary part of the process. But at the time, it feels like you're just losing your sense of self. It's like that old version of you is being broken down and being ripped apart. That's okay. Let that happen. Let that old version of you be torn apart. Let that old version of you be torn apart completely, okay? It's totally fine. Because when you create that space, that old version of you wants to hold on, understandably so. It wants to hold on. But when you let go of that, you're not going to die. You're still going to be okay. That identity will die. And then the new identity will now be coming in. You've created space. You've created space. It's about being an open container for your manifestation. And that requires you to let go. Let the old structures tear down. Stop resisting the old structures and stop holding on to those structures being there. Just let them tear down. Let that, construction equipment tear down those buildings. Just let it happen. Just let it happen. Don't resist it, right? That building has been there for a while. It's been, it served its purpose in this world. It's not that building it's not like it was a bad building. It was a good building. A lot of people lived in that building. It served a lot of people. Now it's time to tear down that old building to put a stronger, better foundation, right? All these things in your life that you're letting go of served you. It's not that they were always bad. I had to go to school to realize I didn't want that. I had to go through certain friendships and relationships to learn lessons about the ego and who I really am. That's the way that I perceive it, okay? When I went through all those relationships, all those friendships, all the toxic stuff, all the negative stuff, I believe that I experienced everything in my life in perfect divine timing to learn about the ego, even the toxic relationships. So don't feel bad that you went through those experiences. They served you, but now it's time to let go. Just embrace that fully. Embrace that letting go process. And do not resist that, because if you resist that, you're just going to prolong your manifestation journey, your awakening journey, because I'm going to be straight up with you right now. I'm going to give you the truth. Your spiritual awakening will be directly proportional to how much you manifest in your life. That's what I noticed in my experience. The deeper that I go into who I really am, the more that I go into myself, my higher self, not the lower self, but who I really am, what I notice is that my manifestation is speeding up. Okay, as my consciousness increases, as I raise my vibration, my manifestation speeds up as well. So my spiritual awakening is almost directly proportional with the manifestation in my life. And you know what? That awakening requires you to let go of a lot of things. So the fifth sign that you are about to manifest something big, something powerful in your life, is fear is not controlling you any longer. Okay, you're being more fearless. And guess what fear is built on? Fear is built on the ego. And the ego comes from an over-logical mind. You're too stuck in the mind. So sometimes that means when you're not living from fear anymore, when you're not living from the fear state anymore, this means you're being more illogical, which is not a bad thing, okay? That's not a bad thing. People think that being illogical is bad. You can still use the logic, but you're letting go of the fears. You're not letting the fears control you anymore. So when I was dropping out of school, I had this insight where when you're truly connected to the moment, when you're truly tapped into who you are, there is no fear. Fear is just ego. Fear is separation. When you're connected to the whole, when you're connected deeply to the now, when you're totally focused and aligned with that feeling of alignment that I shared with you earlier, what happens is that fear starts to fade away. And you're going to start taking actions from that state of fear. You're going to start taking actions from a fearless state. People around you maybe are going to not understand what you're doing. That's totally normal. But the fifth sign, the unexpected sign, is, this may be more expected depending on where you're at in your journey, but you're not going to be allowing fear to control you anymore. Now, this may sound cliche, but I'm being literal here. I'm being literal. Literally, you will take actions from a fearless and selfless state. So your energy is not going to be so small. Your energy is going to expand as you go deeper into this awakening process. You're going to start to expand your energy. You're going to start to feel bigger, more powerful, which means less fear. Less actions that are based on fear. Less actions that are based on fear. More actions that are based on fearlessness, selflessness, being who you really are, not being attached to the ego any longer, not being identified with your ego. You're starting to think, okay, how am I going to live my life if I don't have any fears? Because you can either live your life in the fear of something not working out, or be aligned with the vision that you want to create. That's how it always is. You can either live in fear or you can live into your vision. You got to realize we're only on this planet once. So when I was in school and I became conscious of the fact that, I'm only here once, I only have one life. And once again, it's not coming from a place of fear. In fact, fear would keep me stuck in something that I didn't want to do. If I had no fear, I'd be bold and follow what it is that I want to do. Fear is what keeps us stuck. All right, fear of death, fear of something not working out, fear of this, fear of that, fear of finances, and then you stay stuck, and then you're living from fear. You're taking actions from fear. And if you're starting to let go of that, and you're starting to be more aligned with the fearless state, right, not caring what people think, maybe you're just doing bold things, just dropping out of school. It's like, I don't care anymore. Like the way that I perceived this whole situation when I was dropping out of school, now things are working out. Now I'm manifesting. Maybe you've been here from the beginning of my journey. Maybe you've seen this progression happen. You got to see that you're going to start taking actions from a fearless space. And you have to be okay with that. Fully trust in that. Okay, I had to post videos for 5 months before my income went up. And I started to make more money in my coaching business. And I started to get more views and a consistent audience. It took months of being in that fearless state. Yet the doubts come up, the anxieties come up. Tap back into the fearless state. You're not allowing fear to control your life any longer. That's a huge sign you're about to manifest something big, something powerful, something huge. Because only when you live from a fearless state and you fully tap into who you really are is then when you can manifest what you want. If you're living from that heavy space, if you're living from that heavy energy, not that light energy, if you're living from that heavy dark space, that's not how you manifest something big. That heavy energy is what we call the ego. And the ego slows down the manifestation process, okay? So if you're living from that state of fear right now, you want to always tap back into that state of alignment, because that state of alignment is what actually speeds up the manifestation, helps you to align with the power of the universe, so to speak, align with the wholeness of who you really are. Remember, you are the universe. Just going to plant that seed for you right there. You're not a human being in the universe. Really get this right now. You are the universe. You are the universe. Okay? Experiencing life as a human being right now in this moment. Totally random. I just wanted to say that. And part of that is being aligned with no fear. Being aligned with, because that heavy energy keeps you stuck. That heavy energy keeps you stuck in those patterns. If you're living in fear, you're holding on to things. You're holding on to things that don't serve you because you're afraid of what it means to let that go. You're holding on to things that don't serve you, holding on to relationships. Why? Out of fear. The only reason why we hold on to things is because we're fearful, because we're scared, right? We don't have self-love. Now, when you start to love yourself more, you're going to start to be fearless. The more you love yourself, the more fearless you're going to become. So absolutely, if you are starting to live more fearlessly, if you're not allowing fear to control your life anymore, maybe there's still fears, I get it, but you're starting to go through this transition. You see, now I'm living more fearlessly. It's kind of like my default state, right? My default state is to be in that selfless state. I align with that as much as I possibly can in my daily life. But when I was going through that transition 6 months ago, it was like a transitionary period where I was flickering from fear to no fear, flickering from ego to like tapping into those higher states. And I was like, whoa, what is that all about? No, actually, I don't like this high state. Go back to the ego. It's like your ego doesn't believe it's possible. It feels too good to be true. No, it's not too good to be true. Yes, there's going to be challenges. There's going to be obstacles. But if you align with that fearless state, things will work out how they need to work out. Not how your ego wants it to work out, because the ego always has some story and some plan of how things specifically should go, not allowing the divine plan to flow. You got to realize it's not how your ego wants it to work out all the time. It's about how it's supposed to unfold just because you are aligned in that state of no fear. And that is 5 signs that you are about to manifest something big. So if any of these signs resonated with you, hit that like button so more people can get access to this information. Everybody deserves to understand that they are creating their reality, that they're going through this process. So I want this video to reach as many people as possible. So hit that like button if any of these signs resonate with you. Also, once again, if you want to work with me one-on-one to let go of your ego, let go of the anxiety, let go of all that heavy energy so you can fully align with your true purpose, with your life purpose, what it is that you're truly meant to be doing on this planet at this time, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation to see if you're a good fit for the coaching program. Have yourself a great day as always, and I'll see you in the next video.